Memorial Day weekend right around the corner, of course, and many in the Carolinas are going to head back to the beach, and it's important, too, to make sure that our water quality is safe.
Fox 46 meteorologist Elisa Raffa takes us to the shores with new ways scientists are keeping our beaches cleaner.
Waves crashing. We can hear the welcoming sounds of summer.
North Carolina is 6th in the country for beach visitation.
But it's what we can't see that can be harmful.
So we want to keep the water quality of North Carolina as in as good of shape as possible.
Dr. Rachel Noble is a marine scientist at UNC.
Most of the contamination that we see along our beaches in North Carolina will come from a storm or multiple storms over the course of the summer season.
When we get heavy downpours, that rainwater picks up every bit of dirt, fertilizer, pesticide, and bacteria as it hits the pavement.
And it's flowing into our oceans and our estuaries because the sponge that normally collects the rain is not as big.
That sponge is often soaked as the Carolina coast sees more and more heavy rain.
I'd say that the rainfall events are becoming more intense.
And because we prefer beachfront property over that grassy sponge.
And then on top of it, you have less space for the rainfall to soak in.
Dr. Noble's team has worked with the EPA not just to identify these contaminants, but to speed up how we figure out what they are.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning, you get to the beach with the kids, and it is closed for water quality alerts. Now, those tests that the scientists are doing to ensure that the water quality gets better, they're not going to be done for 24 hours, so you can't go until the next day assuming the water quality has gotten better. Well, these new tests can get those results back in just 2 hours, helping you get on the beach sooner.
Wind and tides can change water conditions fast. That's why Dr. Noble's team is teaching North Carolina and several other states like Hawaii and California how to use their more rapid, more accurate test. And to take it a splash further,
what we want to be able to do is pinpoint the source, and that way the community can fix that source and eliminate those toxins going into the waterway.
This self-driving boat is the answer. It measures temperature, salinity, oxygen levels, and contaminants by the second.
From a simplicity standpoint, from an accuracy standpoint, from a weight standpoint, from a safety standpoint, you really can't beat it.
Rhett Newton is a marine science and conservation PhD candidate at Duke's Drone Lab, one of only a few labs in the country. He's mapping out the data to find the start and the end to these toxins.
We have a massive infrastructure projects going on in the town of Beaufort right now, so we're able to prioritize based on the toxins that we're seeing coming from those waterways. So that's really important because you want to be efficient and effective when you're doing these projects.
Heading to waypoint 7.
More boats and more data can help connect our water quality to farming fertilizer, water treatment, even fish illness.
Bacteria in the water, what have you, and the fish can't breathe, and then a bunch of them come up on that beach over there or somewhere. I stopped fishing then because oftentimes you could find fish and they would have sores and stuff on them, but they pretty much got it under control now, what have you.
And besides, we wouldn't want you and the kiddos to come home from a beach trip sick either.
There's a certain percentage of the population that swims in that contaminated water will get sick, and they have the potential not only to become ill, but they have the potential also to do what's called secondary infection, which is taking it home to their family and giving it to them.
So while we can only hear those crashing waves, it's important for our scientists to see the big picture.
Because there are so many water quality concerns across the globe, if we can figure this out here, then we can export this technology to other places so that they can solve their problems as well.
Meteorologist Elisa Raffa, Fox 46.
Makes you want to head to the beach. Remember to join us all this week as meteorologist Elisa Raffa heads to the shore for Back to the Beach. We'll have a news story for you every night here at 10.